Namo Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fifth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I vow to cultivate good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society, by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will ingest only items that preserve peace, well-being, and joy in my body, in my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I am determined not to use alcohol or any other items that contain toxins, such as certain TV programs, magazines, books, films, and conversations. I am aware that to damage my body or my consciousness with these poisons is to betray my ancestors, my parents, my society, and future generations. I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. I understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation and the transformation of society. Our Dharma lesson today is Non-Contention is Full Awareness by Ajahn Amaro from Beginning Our Day, Volume 1 by the Monastics of Abhayagiri. Under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha's response to death, in the form of Mara's threats, cajolings, temptations, and attempts to cause doubts, was not life affirmation, going into a deep state of concentration to evade Mara, blasting him with a Vajrabolt, trying to be reasonable and negotiate on Mara's terms, or trying to justify himself. Instead, the Buddha's response was a fearless wakefulness. Almost invariably, throughout the accounts of the Buddha's meetings with Mara, as soon as he is aware of the malefactor's presence, he says, "I know you, Mara," and the game is over. Maybe this is a myth or maybe not, but such tales maintain their power through their congruity with truth as we experience it. When Mara knows the Buddha has seen the hook inside the bait, he knows his victim is not going to bite. Mara is defeated in that gesture of knowing. This suggests that the opposite of death is not birth, life affirmation, or the destruction of death. Rather, the opposite of death is wakefulness. Perhaps the most meaningful way of considering the encounters between the Buddha and Mara is to regard them as depicting the arising of unwholesome, ego-based states in the mind of the Buddha. They portray the instinctual fears, doubts, and desires that arise but have no place to land. When using the myth as a map of our own psyches, Mara represents our ego-death experiences, loneliness, anger, obsessiveness, greed, and doubt. And the Buddha's example points the way for our hearts to respond most skillfully with a wise, wakeful, and radical non-contention. As soon as we contend against death, we've bought into Mara's value system and bitten his hook. When we hate and fear death or want to swamp it with life, Mara has won. We have gone over to Mara's side, and the evil one can do with us as he likes. We can perhaps run with his line for a while, but sooner or later, Mara is going to reel us in. Non-contention is not a passivity, a denial, or a switching off, numbly suffering the slings and arrows as they thump into us. Rather, non-contention is full awareness. The Buddha doesn't say, "It's okay, Mara, do your worst. I won't stand in your way." No, the point is to defeat Mara. But the way we defeat him is not by contending against him. In one of the most often quoted passages of the Dhammapada, the Buddha states, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but by love alone. This is an eternal truth." May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.